All right, today we're going to take a guided tour of a really powerful tool. It's designed to make sense of information that's just, well, overwhelmingly complex. It's called a Gigamap, and we're going to break down exactly how it works using a pretty fascinating real-world example. So let's just dive right in.
I want you to think about something like a massive product catalog. A spreadsheet might list thousands of items, right? But it can't really show you the web of connections between them. It's just this giant ocean of disconnected data. So how do you find what you need and actually understand its context without getting completely lost? Well, that is the exact problem we're tackling today.
And here it is. This is our map for that ocean. Now, I know at first glance, this Gigamap for CEAT specialty tires, it looks like a whole galaxy of data points. But you gotta stick with me here, because this seemingly complex web is actually an incredibly intuitive tool for navigation. It's kind of the challenge and the solution, all on one screen.
Okay, so to make sense of all this, here's our itinerary for this little tour. First, we'll cover what a Gigamap even is. Then we'll explore its core structure, see how everything connects, walk through a typical user's journey, and finally, show how you can get from this giant map right down to the tiny details you actually need.
Okay, first up, what in the world are we actually looking at here? Well, a Gigamap is essentially a visual system. It's one that lets you explore a huge, complex data set all on a single canvas. And this is key, without ever losing your bearings. So here's the crucial point. Unlike a database that just gives you rows of text or a chart that gives you just one perspective, this is a dynamic, interactive map. It doesn't just show you isolated little data points. It reveals the entire ecosystem. It shows you how everything is related. And that's the difference, right? It gives you context, not just content.
All right, let's get our tour started right at the very heart of the map, the core categories that pretty much define the entire CEAT product universe. So right at the center of our map, you've got these 5 core sectors. You can think of them as the foundational continents of this entire product world: construction and industrial, forestry, agriculture, port, and mining. Just about everything else we're going to see is connected back to these key areas.
Now, what's really cool here is you can see one of those sectors, agriculture, is highlighted. See all those lines just branching out from it? Each one of these core categories acts as a central hub, visually linking out to every single product and feature that's associated with it.
Okay, so let's move out from the center and see how this thing really builds out. We're going to look at the outer elements now and start to understand the relationships that give this map all of its power.
For instance, the map organizes products by their technical attributes. So here you can see 2 different types of tire construction. You've got bias, which is the traditional crisscross method, and then radial, where the chords run at a 90-degree angle. Now, these aren't just random definitions. They are major organizing principles on the map itself.
And this is a fantastic illustration of how other key data types get the exact same treatment. So on the left, you've got SKU. That's the unique code for inventory, right? And on the right, you have equipment. Each one is its own distinct hub with these super clear lines showing exactly how they connect back to the core products.
Okay, so we get this structure now, but how does somebody actually use this thing? Let's shift gears a bit and actually follow a user's journey to see this map in action.
You know, the real magic here is in the interaction. A static map is one thing, but this is a living document. Do you see that little plus icon hovering over the forestry category? That tiny button? That's a gateway.
And boom! With just a single click, the whole map comes alive. The forestry category expands to show us specific equipment, like the log skidder here. But what's even more important, look how the map instantly draws all those lines, highlighting every single connection that piece of equipment has to everything else on the map.
But what if you need more info? Well, one more click on that log skidder takes you from the visual map view right into this clean, detailed pop-up. And just like that, you have a table with all the associated data right at your fingertips. See? That's that seamless jump from the big picture overview to the nitty-gritty detail.
But hey, what if you already know what you're looking for? You don't have to browse at all. The search workflow is another really powerful path. You can just type in a product name, find it instantly on the map, and then start exploring from there.
So, for example, a user could just skip the visual browsing entirely and type Pharmax R65X directly into the search bar. The system then immediately pulls up every single match, all the way from the general pattern down to the specific SKUs. Then you just select the one you want, and the map acts just like a GPS, zooming you directly to that product's exact location. And the cool thing is, you don't just find the item, you instantly see where it fits into the whole bigger picture. And this brings us to the final leg of our tour, getting to that specific granular data that, let's be honest, is the ultimate destination for any user.
So, after you've navigated the map, you land right here, the specific details. With just one click on a product, say the Pharmax R2 tire, you get this complete specification sheet. All the critical data, we're talking everything from size and rim type to load capacity, is just instantly available, totally clean and organized.
And you can go even deeper than that. This shows the view at the individual SQ level. I mean, this is the most granular data you can possibly get, right down to the recommended inflation pressure in PSI and the specific load in kilograms. This is where the real experts get their work done.
So really, the crucial point is this incredible flexibility. The Gigamap lets a user move completely frictionlessly from like a 30,000-foot view of the entire system down to the most microscopic detail and then zoom right back out again without ever getting lost. It's fantastic.
And what about when your journey's done and you're ready to start a new one? Well, there's a simple reset button. One click, the map clears, and it takes you right back to the start, all ready for your next exploration.
So what we've seen is a tool that transforms a crazy complex product catalog into something intuitive, something you can actually explore. And it kind of makes you wonder, right? What other complex systems, maybe in your work or even in your life, could be made crystal clear if only we had the right map?